Wendy Raith from Pastimes for Children, talking about stagecoaches for children of all ages. Whoo! Am I hot and tired. And so sore, and I was so squished. I just came from Baltimore visiting my cousin Carol. She just had a baby, so cute. Anyway, about stagecoaches. So I just came back to Westminster, and I'm sore. It was a long trip. One guy was a little smelly. Hopefully when he gets to the stage, he'll go into the tavern and take a bath. Besides that, you're squishy like sardines, and everybody is all dressed up in their nice clothes with hats. They're hot. It's a very, very long day. And bumpy, your body is very sore. Also, if you're tired, don't think about putting your head down on the person next to you. Why? He's a stranger. You just don't do that. It's rude. Well, that is what it was like being on a stagecoach in the 1800s. So they usually followed two turnpikes. One would go from Baltimore to Reisterstown to Westminster, and then on to Littlestown, PA. The other one, and that was called Route 97. The other one, which is Route 30, would go from Baltimore to Reisterstown, to Hampstead, to Manchester, to Hanover, and then on to Pittsburgh, PA. What? Why? Why was it called a stagecoach? Well, it's a coach, and it goes from stage to stage to stage, or stop to stop to stop. The carriage usually holds about 9 to 12 people, some sitting on one side, some in the middle, and some at the end. And they're squished together, like I said. And then there's some in the back, where it's open, that they could sit. Now, if you get to sit inside, you pay more money. If you sit on the outside, you pay less. So if it's bad weather, hot, cold, rain, snow, whatever, if you're on the inside, you're going to feel it, but not as much. If you're on the outside, you can't complain, because they're going to say to you, you get what you pay for. So on the stagecoach, there is a driver. Everybody trusts this driver. He takes the same route every single time. You know him. You trust him. You know he's not going to flip over the stagecoach. You're very happy. There is also a conductor. The conductor is in charge of the mail. So he drops off the mail that he has at that one stage, and then he picks up their mail and carries it on to the next stage stop. There's 4 horses. Now, the horses usually go about 12 miles, and they're very hot, and they're very thirsty, and they're tired, because they've pulled all those people, and they pulled the luggage that's at the very top. So usually behind a tavern, there's a stable, and they take the 4 horses that are tired, take them over to the stable, and they bring back 4 fresh horses to hook them up so they can go to the adventure of the next stage. The horses would go about 6 to 11 miles an hour. If they would go 11 miles an hour, you're very lucky. Think about it. If you were in a car and you were going 25 to 30 miles an hour, you would say, come on, can't we go any faster? Well, 11 miles an hour in a stagecoach is pretty good. And it's going to take you half a day to all day trip from one stage to the next. So you have to get used to it. In that area of the tavern, they had farmers, and the farmers would grow oats and wheat and corn for the horses, and they would also raise horses for the stagecoach. Also, at the tavern, they would have a hitching post, so you could hitch up your horse, whether it had a wagon or just the horse, and you could go to the tavern either to pick up a passenger or to go have a meal or a drink. They also had steps. So if you look at the stagecoach, there is a step right there, but the woman would have to step up very high to get on that step. So they have a little box that they put down. She steps on the box, and then from there she steps on the stagecoach step and goes inside. After a while, some places got tired of doing that, so they would put a permanent step. If you ever saw the Historical Society, if you ever went there, you will see there is a step in front of the Sherman Fisher Shellman House. And that's what that is. So what happened to stagecoaches? Trains. Trains came. They were easier. They were faster. Weather-wise, you didn't get as hot, cold, wet, snowy. And the mail for a while would still stay on the stagecoach, but after a while, that too would go onto a train. The taverns would have different names. It could be called the 12-mile tavern or the 8.5-mile tavern, telling you how far it is from one stage to the next. For example, in Reisterstown, there used to be a 15-mile tavern, telling you it took from Baltimore to that place 15 miles to get there. So now you know the history of stagecoaches in Carroll County. FYI, Historical Society is going to have a family Carroll County scavenger hunt, finding some of the things that I just spoke about. I hope you join us. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.